Thankfully, verse 2 here in Romans 12 gives us what that looks like, what that spiritual worship day by day would look like in our lives. Look at verse 2. It says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. Because we're dead to sin, alive to God, by the mercies of God, because of that, this is now what we can do. This verse is what we can do. And notice he says a couple things. First, it's that we don't have to conform to the world anymore. Because of the mercies of God, because who he's made us to be, because we've given ourselves to the Lord, we don't have to conform to the world anymore. Like that's the verse. Do not be conformed to this world. Now that's a passive translation there. And that's probably the way you've heard this if you've heard it described before. Don't let the world squeeze you into its mold, into its form. Nothing wrong with that. That's true. It's right. We shouldn't. But when you actually look at the original language of this, it could actually be in the middle voice. The Greek language has active, passive, and middle. Middle is where you actually do the action to yourself. And so the idea here is that this could actually be translated a little bit differently. This might have some more power for us. Do not conform yourself to this world. See how that's different? There's a responsibility there to us, right? Don't conform yourself to this world. Now, the word conform actually has a root of fashion. Like that you see some way of dressing and you try to match it, even though it's not who you are. Now, we've all seen this, right? Somebody sees a fashion trend pop up on social media, and so they try to copy it, and it doesn't really match who they actually are, right? I'm not saying anything about anyone else, but like you just try something because they think it might work, but it's not actually inside you, right? And so it doesn't work. And we all look at that and think, that's really sad that that person's trying this, but they don't have any concept of that because it's not inside you. And so we have to think about this with the idea of what this author once translated Romans 12:2 to be. Listen to this. Stop assuming an outward expression which is patterned after this world. An expression which does not come from, nor is it representative of what you are in your inner being as a regenerated child of God. Did you hear that? In other words, it's you are dead to sin, you are alive to God, all by the mercies of God. You've been made new, so stop acting as if you're not. That's what that says. You're a child of God. You've been made new. You're a new creation, not of the old way. You're dead to sin. You're alive to God. So stop living like the world does. We are to live distinctly Christian lives in opposition to the way of the world that's unbelieving and doesn't have the transformation. It's different.